LiteRider troubleshooting scenario 2. Batteries will not charge. Most battery chargers need to see at least 16 volts DC at the charger port. Otherwise, they may not send a charging current to the batteries. This test will ensure that the battery voltage is making it to the charger port. You will need to check battery voltage and wiring harness continuity inside the battery pack. Make sure that the freewheel lever is in the engaged position. Remove the key from the key switch. Rotate the seat 90 degrees. Remove the battery pack. Set your multimeter to measure at least 24 volts DC. Measure voltage across contact 1 and contact 3 of the battery pack. Plug the charger into the charger port and into a wall outlet. Measure battery voltage again. There should be an increase in voltage. If the battery voltage increases, then load test the batteries and replace as necessary. If the battery voltage does not increase, but there is voltage and it is lower than 16 volts DC, then replace the batteries. If the voltage is 16 volts DC or greater, then go to the next step. If the battery voltage does not increase and there is no voltage, then fast forward to time code 211. Use the 16mm socket to loosen the circuit breaker cover. Use a Phillips screwdriver to remove the screws that fasten the battery pack halves together. Make sure you retain the washer that's on each screw. Turn the battery pack over. Open the battery pack. Open the battery harness fuse holder and check the battery harness fuse for continuity. If it is open, then replace the fuse. If it is less than 10 ohms, then replace the charger harness. Check the circuit breaker and battery harness for continuity. Open the battery pack. Check continuity across contact 3 on the battery pack and the negative terminal on the battery harness. The measurements should be 10 ohms or less. Check continuity across contact 1 of the battery pack and the positive wire on the battery harness. The measurements should be 10 ohms or less. Check continuity across the 2 terminals of the circuit breaker. The measurements should be 10 ohms or less. If either the circuit breaker or the battery harness is open, then replace as necessary.